Morning, everyone. I'm Carrie McElroy. Thanks so much for joining me for my first 10-minute workout. I think most people would probably agree they don't have a whole lot of time, so that's the point of today. We're just going to do 3 exercises with basically just 2 implements. Now, I say implements because you can use 2 dumbbells, which is what I'm going to primarily use, or I'm also going to show it with 2 different size open bands. We're going to do back chain today, and so deadlifts and back rows and bicep curls. Shouldn't take any more than 10 minutes. Again, you don't really need a ton of things at home or a ton of implements. Most people have a 10-pound dumbbell, a 5-pound dumbbell, and that's probably all you need for this. So just before I start, though, I'd like to say that I do speak to women of all ages, shapes, and sizes. I always have. That's so if you know me and have trained with me, even if you don't know me, I have always spoken to that as my mission. This workout is for any woman, really, who doesn't have a whole lot of time and wants to get a little bit of resistance training in, anywhere from 20 to 80-something. Truly, I mean that. That's the age of the clients that I have had all in one group at one time, believe it or not. But primarily, if I speak mostly to women in their 40s to 60s. I find that's, the group that really has gotten to a certain age. And that's myself. I fit right in it, almost 57. Have gotten to a certain age and we feel like, we really need more resistance training. We've always done cardio. We've been on treadmills. We've been on bikes, walk, all that type of thing. We kind of get to that certain age where we need, we're looking at bone density, and resistance exercises are the way to go. So here we go. 10 minutes. Okay. Now don't count the minute and a half that it took me to explain that. Okay. All right. So here we go. I've got a set of lighter dumbbells, just 10s for the biceps. I'm going to actually do them on my knees here. So it kind of gives you a little bit more of a bicep isolation. And then we're going to start with the big muscle. So I have 2 bigger dumbbells because that's just what I use. And those are for deadlifts and the back pulls. So basically, your bigger implements are for the back chain motion exercises because our back is some of our biggest muscles, or includes some of our biggest muscles. And then we download a little bit for our biceps. So here we go. I'm going to start with, hopefully you can see me, perfect. I'm going to start with my 2 heavier dumbbells, and I'm going to do what's called the deadlift. So we stand with our heels just about maybe a little bit wider than our hips. We roll our shoulders up, back, and down. That's the key. We lift the chest so that we create some space in the core here, and then we tip. And I want you to look straight ahead. So I'm going to do 10 reps of all of these. So there's 2, okay? So I want you to tip right down to maybe just below the knees and stand up through the heels. Here's the side view of the same thing. So I push my hips back, my chest is open, my head is just looking straight ahead, and I push through my heels. So let's go maybe 2 more. I think that's just about 10. Try not to round your back here. It's a nice flat back. We stand up. We roll our shoulders. You need to take a breather. You certainly can if you want to make this quick. Now we're going to go into the next exercise. We're going to bend at the knees. Probably same. Maybe bring our heels a little bit closer. Bend at the knees. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Nice flat back. Now we're going to lead with the elbows and just pull the dumbbells in. Keeping the elbows nice and tight. Now you're going to feel this in the mid-back. Okay, so again, we went from a deadlift to what we call a back row, right? And these are real functional exercises. We do this all day. We pick stuff up, even if we're picking up like a grocery bag, grandchildren, anything, you name it, right? Back and picking up a laundry bin, whatever. Pack of water, bag of dog food, you name it. All right, now we're going to go to the biceps. So I like to always, as you folks who have worked with me before, know that we do back, so we're kind of using our back chain motions. Now we're going to use kind of the front muscles. So I like to keep everything equal. So I'm just going to be up on one knee, and I've got 2 light 10-pounders. Move my dumbbell out of the way here. And we're just going to do 10 bicep curls. Now, if you're strapped for time, you can do doubles. Now, if you're feeling like that doesn't feel quite even, you can be on both knees. That's fine. I'm just going to curl up, get the biceps in. Just going to give me 10. Now, if you feel like you're strapped for time, you can do the doubles like that. Or if you're not, you have a little bit more time, and you feel like you just want to do 1 at a time, that's fine too. So there's your 10. I'm sure that's 10 after a while. Let me go to my second set, and then my last set, I'm going to preview the bands for you, okay? So here we go, grabbing the big dumbbells again. Now deadlifts, just so you know, deadlifts, work the back of the legs, right? So let me just show you before I do this. So you're working the hamstrings, the glutes, and the low back in that order as you do your deadlift, okay? We, all the time we're bending down, we're reaching up, we're squatting down. Our glutes are our biggest muscles. We want to train them and make sure that they're nice and strong so that we don't hurt our lower back, right? Okay, so coming on up, roll the shoulders up, back and down, get the feet, heels, maybe just under hips, tip the hips back, bending forward, nice flat back. So we tip at the waist, nice flat back, pull up through the heels. That's the key, pulling up through the heels, nice flat back. Let's do the side again here. Right under we stop right under the kneecaps. You don't have to go really low. I prefer you get a little bit heavier with the weights or the bands. Whew, there's probably about 10. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. This time, bring your stance a little bit closer. Bend at the knees, bend at the waist, elbows in. So now we're working kind of the mid-back. This is like starting a lawnmower, a snow blower. Oh man, we don't want to talk about that, right? Here's the side view if you need it. So you can see, driving with the elbows, keeping the upper back kind of engaged a little bit. And throughout everything, always creating space right here, nice and tall, okay? Creating space is the key in your core, or else you're going to hurt your back doing these exercises. Remember, we're trying to strengthen our back, all right? Here's our second set. Getting on both knees, bicep curls. Now, I want you to realize that I'm at the almost 7-minute mark, and that was adding my kind of introduction here. So we're moving. We're moving. It can be done, right? We're going to get 10. Keep the elbows right underneath the shoulders. Curl up. I want to do the side here. Watch the wrists too. I see a lot of women doing this. Curling up with the wrist or flipping down with the wrist. Keep it nice and straight. And if you can't, with the open palm, you can do what we call the hammer curl, like this, where your wrists are nice and straight. Look at that. They're right in line with the forearms. So hammer curls, if that's what you want to do, if that's a little bit easier for you, that's fine too. All right, last set. We are going to, I'm sweating. I'm going to use some open bands. These are Ignite bands. Ignite bands that I got from, the opposite way. Ignite bands that I got from Target. I don't know, they're like $15 for a pack of 3. This is the medium band. So I'm going to use this open band. It's not a connected band, it's open. And some of you don't know what I mean. And I'm going to use this for my deadlifts and my back pulls. So if you don't have dumbbells at home, here's an option too. Again, you can do this. You can do dumbbells and then add the bands, or you could just do the whole workout with bands, whatever works for you. So I'm going to plop the center of the band right underneath my feet. Now, I'm going to go a little bit wider here because I've got to create some resistance for my deadlift, okay? So without, kind of ruining my stance or my legs, I'm going to bring my hands low. And we're going to start kind of at the bottom of the deadlift. So you've got to almost start, here's the side view. You've got to almost start in the deadlift and you're going to stand up, okay? So rather than starting from the standing position, we're going to start low at, kind of the bottom of the exercise. But we've got to get into a good position here. Nice. Roll the shoulders up, back and down as we tip. Lift the chest, scoot the butt back, stand up to the heels. So here we go. I'm going to turn around so you can see me again. And we're here. Okay. So we're creating some resistance to stand. I'm going to go just a little bit wider. We're creating some resistance to stand. You should still feel that in the hamstrings. That means the back of the legs, the glutes, and the low back in the door, standing through my heels. That may be a little bit easier for people to start. Okay. Now we're going to switch to our rows. So I'm going to bring my feet a little bit closer. And I'm probably going to keep my hands just about the same spot I have them because we're going to create some tension here. We're going to row with our elbows. Right up again. Again, keeping the elbows nice and tight. We're bending at the knees and tipping at the waist. So here's the side view as we pull, working kind of the mid-back area, but also working the core as well because you're going to stand in this what I call the power position. We're booming, looking straight ahead, and we're done. Now, the last one is you can put this underneath your knees if you want to, or you can put it underneath your feet. I'm going to be underneath my knees just so I can show you. And you're curling up. Just a little bit more. You're curling up again. So I've got the band right underneath my knees. And curling up, you can go one at a time, both hands at a time. Look at me, I'm at 10 and a half minutes with my explanation. Man, you guys are working me today. I'm sweating. All right, and we'll say that's 10. Now, you can also stand. What if you can't be on your knees? You can stand, same thing, and give me my bicep curls. I have to keep my feet kind of close together on this, and up we go. So you got lots of options. So three quick exercises with two types of implements. You can use a band, a dumbbell, all dumbbells, all bands, whatever works for you. 10 minutes. Look, I'm at 11 minutes. I still got 30 seconds to spare because a minute and a half was my explanation. Any questions? Let me know. Again, Carrie McElroy, thanks for joining me. Here's my first 10-minute workout. Enjoy.